All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about branding. You've heard the term, but what does it really mean when you pay for a branding package? We're going to pull back the curtain and show you what you're actually getting because, spoiler alert, it is so much more than just a logo.
Okay, so here's the big one, right? This is the question that gets everybody. You're starting a business, you know you need a logo, you go online and see one for 50 bucks. Then you talk to an agency and they quote you $50,000. It's a massive difference. And you're left wondering what on earth could justify that gap?
Well, this really breaks it down. See, the price difference isn't just about a better design, it's about what you're fundamentally buying. That $50 logo, that's a single file, it's a piece of art, probably something pretty generic. But a professional brand identity, that's a whole different ballgame. That's a complete, custom-built system designed to be a tool that actually helps your business grow. And that's the key takeaway right there. The price tag isn't about sharper pixels or a cooler font. It's about the entire strategic universe that's built around that design. So today, we're going to show you exactly what that everything else really is. You know, the best way to picture this is with that classic iceberg metaphor. Everybody sees the logo. It's the part sticking out of the water. It's what's visible. But that's only like 10% of the whole story. The real power, the real weight, is in the massive foundation holding it up from underneath. And look, don't get me wrong, the logo is super important. It absolutely is. It's the face of your company. It's that quick visual handshake that helps people recognize you in a sea of competitors. But this quote from the agency Digital Surgeons just nails it. If a logo is all you have, then you don't really have a brand. You just have art. It's a nice decoration, sure, but it's not a hardworking asset for your business. So let's do it. Let's take a deep breath and dive below the waterline to see what's actually holding that whole thing up. So the very first layer we hit, just below the surface, is the rest of the visual identity system. This is the whole family of design elements that work together with the logo to make your brand look and feel consistent no matter where people see it. So what's in this system? Well, first, you get logo variations. You don't just get one logo, you get a whole family of them, ones that work on a huge billboard or as a tiny little icon on your social media profile. Then you get a color palette. And this isn't just about picking pretty colors, this is deep psychology. Colors are chosen to make your audience feel something specific. Then there's typography. Your fonts are basically your brand's voice. Are you modern and sleek, or are you classic and trustworthy? The font helps tell that story. And finally, you get a clear style for your imagery, so every photo and graphic feels like it came from the same place. But we have to go even deeper, because beneath all those visuals is the true foundation, the biggest part of the iceberg, and that's the strategy. The strategy is the why behind every single one of those visual choices. It's the brain of the whole operation. And this isn't just guesswork, It's a real methodical process. It starts with your business goals. What are we actually trying to do here? Then it's all about your audience. Who are we talking to, and what do they actually care about? Next, you got to analyze the competition to find a spot in the market that you can own. From there, you develop your brand's unique voice. How does it talk? And finally, all of that comes together to define your positioning, that unique place you hold in your customer's mind. And that's the whole point. Strategy is what makes a brand more than just a pretty face. It's what makes sure your brand actually connects with the right people on an emotional level. It's the difference between being seen and actually being felt. Okay, so now that we've seen all the deep strategy and cool visuals, let's come back up for air. How does all of this stuff actually get delivered to you? What's literally inside the package? A real branding package is basically a complete toolkit for your business. It's usually broken down into categories like this. You've got your general stuff like that full suite of logos we talked about. You've got digital assets, templates for your social media, your website, your emails. And of course, you've got your print assets like business cards and packaging. It's literally everything you need to hit the ground running. Now, of all the things you get, this right here might be the most valuable of them all, the Brand Style Guide. Think of it like an instruction manual for your brand. It's the rulebook that tells anyone, a new employee, a freelance designer, exactly how to use your brand correctly. It's the absolute key to keeping things consistent. So this brings us all the way back to the money. It's really time to stop thinking of this as a cost and start seeing it for what it is, an investment. So what's the actual return you get on a strong brand identity? Well, let's start with this number. Get this, some research shows that a shocking 77% of businesses put out content that is off-brand. That is wild. It means they're actively confusing their customers and making their own message weaker. A professional branding package is literally designed to stop that from happening. A solid brand identity does real work for your business. It builds recognition and trust. People know who you are and they rely on you. It differentiates you from the noise of your competitors. And, this is a big one, it saves you a ton of time and money in the long run because it eliminates all the guesswork. And this chart really kind of says it all. At that budget tier, you're pretty much just getting the tip of the iceberg, a logo file. But in that mid-tier, that sweet spot for most growing businesses, you get the whole package, the strategy and the visuals. And then, of course, the premium tier is for massive companies going through a full transformation. At the end of the day, you really do get what you pay for. So if you remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. When you pay for professional branding, you are not just buying a logo. You are investing in a complete strategic system that is built for one reason, to help your business grow. Which really just leaves one final question for you to think about. Right now, is your brand just a pretty piece of art hanging on the wall? Or is it a powerful, hardworking engine, actively pushing your business forward? It's something worth considering.